Hi, I am the Brick Perfectionist, and today I will be recreating Captain America's Avenging cycle. I previously created a backdrop to enhance the look of my set, Captain's Orders. The first portion of my build is actually a reuse of the Chitauri chariot from the Avengers Tower set. I do like this build a lot, and I feel like it's pretty accurate to what we see in the movie. Out of 232 pieces to my full creation, the Chitauri chariot has 29. I knew that I wanted to include the car that Captain America stands on top of for the main section of my build. At the same time, I wanted to make sure that the vehicle did not look too big in comparison to Captain America. That made things quite a challenge, but I am happy with how it looks. I do have plans to recreate the other two Avengers sets, but now that things are taking a bit longer than expected, I feel like I should move on to the Avengers Tower set and then on to the Harry Potter theme. If you have an opinion on that, please let me know in the comments. I am fairly close to completing my recreation of Loki's Cosmic Cube Escape, but I am pretty lost with how to rework Hulk's helicarrier breakout. I have done so much research as well as rewatching the helicarrier scenes over and over to try and figure out where things are located. I did figure most of that out, but the main challenge now is getting everything to look good as well as implementing a couple of play features. I want it to feel a lot like the new Indiana Jones set, the Temple of the Golden Idol, where it's mostly a display set, but there are a few movable parts. In particular, I wanted Loki's cage to be able to drop down a bit. The other issue that I'm having is trying to figure out how big I want to make the set. Unless I create a second build for the helicarrier, I did want to include some of the other characters that are supposed to be there. I feel like most importantly, there should be a Bruce Banner minifigure included, along with Black Widow, who was present for when Bruce first changed into the Hulk. The other appropriate minifigures would be Captain America, Iron Man, Nick Fury, Maria Hill, and a few S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. Focusing back on the custom build, I included Captain America as the first figure, as well as an NYPD officer, which unfortunately the uniform is incorrect, and finally a couple of Chitauri. I could have included the NYPD sergeant, but I felt like it was getting to be too many minifigures at that point. Now that the set is complete, let's take a closer look at the minifigures.
I need men in those buildings.
First, we have the updated Steve Rogers, or Captain America, that comes with two different face prints, along with a helmet piece that was released in 2019 and his iconic shield. Next, we have NYPD officer Victor Saunders. Without having a proper NYPD uniform, this is the best I can do. Laying on the ground defeated is a Chitauri foot soldier who comes with an arm cannon, specifically the one whose arm ends up getting cut off by Captain America's shield. Flying above the streets of New York City is a Chitauri chariot, which is being piloted by another Chitauri soldier. This minifigure is identical to the other Chitauri, although he does not have any accessories. That is because the chariot has its own laser cannon. I included two spots where you can place the new translucent curved bar piece for maximum posability. The final and main section of my build is a Lincoln LS V8 from 2003. I am not 100% sure on that year, but it is close enough. I utilized the license plate from another Avengers set, 76143. On the very front of the car, I used a technique which I'm not sure if I've seen before, but I am pretty proud of that slight angle it gives. The 2x4 tile does not cause any stress to other pieces. The height of the car works well, and so does the full size, but you can only fit one minifigure inside. At the same time, this is supposed to be a vehicle abandoned on the street. The stand that I created for my backdrop is not included in the piece count, and I wanted to keep everything fairly simple. There is a fair amount of debris on the sidewalk from some collapsed buildings, and hidden in the corner is an NYPD cruiser. I also created some brick-built debris for some extra detail. In the other corner, I also have a taxi cab. In my research, I found that these buildings aren't really located in New York. This scene was actually filmed in Cincinnati, Ohio. Without further ado, I've decided to show everyone what my backdrop looks like with the original set. In the near future, I will be revisiting both of my custom Avengers builds, but for now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.